Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorp International. Well, good news for me. The upline, which is this line, is complete all the way around in code 55, barring the passing line through the station and here where the lumber yard is with the hill to the right of that train, and the other direction and round past the station is going to be a timber yard. That part of the track isn't laid yet, but at least at the moment I haven't got any Cato temporary track down. I may put some down so the down line, which that train is on, can go all the way around. At the moment, what I'm doing, and I've learned how to set up a shuttle run for that train there, the Christmas train. Just going from this block over the trestle bridge and stopping beyond it and back again. Very easy. I set it up in train route. It's not just for that train either. Any train can be allocated the route and it would just go backwards and forwards as many times as I tell it, or continuous what it's set on. So I will get that running and all the other trains running and explain what I've been up to. In the last comments, there's a couple what people had asked or said they was very interested and didn't know that it's not all about making routes and you having to tell it what to do. That literally those 4 trains which are on this line, iTrain is sorting out. All I do is press the play and I'll just show you where the play button is, and it's so easy to set up. So I'll take you off the stand and I'll go around, show you what I've been up to, and it's ace really what's happened. Right, just showing you here what I have been able to do. If you remember in the last video, I had explained that I put in a temporary route round here, down there, just across that line, and it joined on about there, I think. Well, I've been able to do away with that because it's now using the proper plan. Like there's a train there, Canadian Pacific, and there's a train there, a UP 0512, and there's 2 trains up there and 1 here. And it's great just to not have that bit in. But what I've had to do, I've laid the track with points in. Those 2 points here go in this area, and I've just taken them out and put a straight piece of track in to put the block size in. The block size will be accurate. Well, I'll just have to take the points off, of course, when I reconnect them back in, but I need some more units to make my blocks. So to make it work, I had a spare block, and it's just so much fun running the trains automatic, because I can do other things, but I have all the noise and the trains moving past. Sometimes I have to stop them, they're in the way, and I just stop them. But if I go down to this screen and just tip it in a bit so you don't get the light, and hopefully I hold and show you correctly, to set up a route, and that's for, bring the mouse down to here, that train, the Christmas train, which is a Operation North Pole one, the 2017 livery colour. We have two others from the 2 years previous to that. It goes from there and stops over here, just roughly about here. And it's good fun just seeing that go. But what I did was, you go to edit, you always go to edit, you go to train route, and there it is. I call it the first shuttle. That's its starting block. I put that into so it knows which way to go. Now sometimes you have to put those in to say, I don't want you to go the other way to get to that block, because there's two ways, either reverse or forward. Now I don't need it for this because there isn't a block the other way on that one. It thinks there's no blocks, but it does know there's blocks the opposite way to that. So what I've done is I've just put that emblem on there, and that means basically this word down here, strict, when it's clicked, so if I just click on that line, it's ticked, and it means you must go that way. You do not have an option. And then I've missed a block out in this route because it doesn't need every block putting in. And then this block has a wait time of 30 seconds. I've chosen that. It's 100%, it will always do it, but you can actually put it down as 1 second to say a minute. And iTrain each time will hold it there a different time, and it'll decide how long to hold it. So I might try that. And then there's one there at the bottom, same thing, 100%, 30. It's going to stay there for 30 seconds no matter what. And you just basically, you append, it brings a line up, you go down to your block list, drop down there, pick whichever block it is, click on it, and then it will put it in here. And if by chance you miss one out, say I needed to put that one in, we were just, we're just showing you there, you can move it, you can insert it. So you don't have to delete a list to actually insert one. I'll just remove that because I don't want it on. And then you just give it a name, save it, activate it, make it active, and then you go to the train itself, and down there I put the route in. And like I say, any train, if put on it, will do it. And the other good thing about any track route you do, if you actually stop it at any point, so I'm going round, and if I decide, where's my mouse gone? If I decide to stop it in this block here, from there round to here somewhere, so it's in that block, which is block number A10. When I start it up again, you don't have to move it back to the beginning to actually remember and start the process again. You can start it anywhere in that route, and it'll just know which way to go, and it'll carry on. So I think that's great as well. So what we're going to do is I'll just show you how I get it going, and basically it's like a little play button. It's called a stop start. You press it there. You can press it on this list down here. You can go to the train and right click on it and press start, and then it'll change to a stop. And then there's a list up here of a few throttles, and there I can press it on that one. And what you do is you just press it. It's changing a point because somebody was going to use it. The throttle's up, and there it is. It's moving. And now it'll continuously do it, because in this setting, sorry, I should have showed you while I was in there. In this train room, when you go to options, there's a repeat thing there. And if you put 2 in, it'll do it 2 times, there and back twice. But if you put 0 in, it will keep doing it until you, the controller, stops it. And that makes it easy for any route you set up. So it's not hard to set routes up. You don't have to put every block down. So it's tried to make it as simple as it can. So to get the rest of them moving, we just go to the throttles and we would just press the play. Now, the one thing I want to stress is it doesn't matter if we just turn around and have a look at the order, and the order is in the order they're facing. This one here is the first one in the queue. That's the second. That's in the next block. And that the fourth one is in the block, say the fourth block from here. Now, when I click to go, it doesn't matter which order, because if I pick that last one, it can't go because that's in its way. That can't go because this is in the way. And that one can't go because that is. So it doesn't matter. If you wanted to click it in order, fine. But again, this one would go, but the other 3 wouldn't go until this one's cleared the block, for that to move to clear the block, for that to move, and so on. So it doesn't matter which one we click. So we'll just get them going. I will press this one first because I'm just going to press them in the order they're on the screen. I can hear the train behind going. There you are, it's going. It's going to go over the bridge. And when this clears, we'll just follow it. So when the back of the train clears the point about there, the points are starting to change, and this one will set off. So when this back clears that point, the next one will start. Now the next one started already because I hadn't realised it's chosen to go down this track because that one was, because it went down this track because that was full. So that's moving in. And when it gets in, the next one will go. And there it is, it's going. So that's now waiting. That will have to stop. Unless it's changed the points without me knowing. Yeah, it's changed the points. And that will wait in this curve, the one it's on, because the next one's still full. So that's that. Now what I've been up to. I'll just pause you to walk around the other side. Okay, I'm here. There's a shuttle working. That train is moving. And there's one behind me going. It's great, there's 5 trains running. I'm not doing out with them. Now this train has stopped because this is where my station's going to be. Now I have put an iTrain station marker on these 2 tracks. Now there's one there and the other one's going to be here. Now I have changed the plans slightly. The platform was going to be on this side. From that point to that point up there, and the platform was going to be here, and there was going to be one right on the other side for the downline. But I've decided to put an island platform, just one, and then each track uses the same platform and there'll be a bridge out. Now the other thing I've done is I've told it that all intercity trains, and this is an intercity train, a passenger train, has to stop at the station. Any goods trains, and we have only one on the track, but the coal train doesn't stop. So it's stopped within the area, it's chosen where. All I've done is told it not to go any closer than 50 mil, which it's about, and it has to wait. But a goods train, if it's on this line, it can keep going straight through at a restricted speed. Only if the next block is empty. Now as it turns out, it is empty. But like it's now going, so it can go, but that's an intercity. But that would be the same with a coal train or any goods train. It could go into the next block if it was free. Now at the moment the shuttle train has stopped because, and I'll just go around, what I find fascinating is, even though that train has a written route, iTrains chose to use part of its route, and it's having to wait for the train to clear before it can continue on its route. So if I was driving that coal train, any train what's on automatic or on a set route would have to wait for me unless they'd already booked the point and I wouldn't be able to change it. And I just find that super. I really do. I just think it's such a good thing. And when this train clears in a second, that one is going, and what should happen is when the back of this clears, that then should go, unless it chooses to wait for the next train. I don't think it will, because the next train is going to stop in the station. Yeah, the points change, it's going. So that's now back on its route. So the next train will probably have to use that line. So I've stuck all the track down from there all the way around. Those points you can see, and there's two over there, they're only there because in my world they want to be there, but on iTrain they're not there. I've taken them away. They're just straight bits of track. But it's nice to have all code 55 down. And the next thing I'll do is this point here, that one, and what that allows eventually is when it goes down here and down there, that when there's a track on is going to come from the fiddle yard. This bit here goes down here because that is where the rest of the world will come in, or America will come back in from the rest of the world, unless it's coming from Japan. If it comes from Japan, it'll just come up the helix, but if it comes from England or Europe, or coming from, not necessarily, it might decide to go around Japan and back out and come back this way, it will return here, and that then goes round to the station. How America's going to get out is going to be here, going off this way, and it will also, trains what need to get back onto the upline, which is that one, will come in here, use a bit of their track, the downline track, and get back onto their own. So another thing I wanted to show you was this tea light heater. As you know, everything's getting expensive, electric and heating and stuff, so I'm trying to save a bit of money by having one of these. I've chosen a metal one. There's some warmth all radiating round here. I can put my hand on it, but not for long. They do pot versions or they do a ceramic version, but I wanted a double base for me. It won't be staying here. I'm thinking of getting a metal tin that I can put on the wall without a lid on, and it can then sit in that area. It's doing all right. On a general day when I come in here, if it's about 11, after 2 or 3 hours it's up to 16 just with these on. When it gets really cold, I may just boost it with a heater just to get it up to about 10 and 11, and then this will then carry on and hold it there. I was lighting the tea lights with a gas, lighter, but what I've chosen to do is get one of these, turn it on, and it's a candle wick lighter, a bit safer. I didn't want to use matches, and when I put this out I use a piece of metal ruler and just lay it over the top to put it out. I don't blow it out. Now, when these first came out a few years ago, I didn't know about it, but they've been out for years. They did cause a few fires, and I believe that was, in my head, it was the pets whacking the tail, knocking the candles out, and it was setting fire to furniture and stuff if people were attending it, or kids knocking them over. I do not leave it unattended. If I go out I put it out, just turn it, you know, light it up when I come back in. But I think it's quite a good idea. It works for me, and at the moment it's about, I think it's about 11 o'clock at night, and I'm in the shed and I'm all right, and there's no other heat on in here. So all the trains are running great. It's good to have all that track down, and I'm going to just carry on laying more track and getting on with it. Just as to say, now that train is using the shuttle track, that will do its 30 seconds wait and then have to wait longer for this to clear. But that's the beauty of it. It's, you know, it's good. It really is good. I mean, this train is actually going to keep going because there's nothing in front of it. So thanks very much. I'm really enjoying sharing everything with you. It's quite exciting. All the stuff getting laid and, you know, progressing. I can now start to do other work. Maybe start on this big hillside here. That's going to go right up nearly to the ceiling. Certainly the trees will. They'll be nearly touching the ceiling. But there's lots to do elsewhere. I haven't done anything else to the trestle bridge. It's as it was, but it's working fine. And looking through the trees, when there's more trees going on with trains running in the background, you know, it's gonna be super. And one of the things I love is being at the computer and just looking at the train going over here with the banking there is, and it just makes me smile. Really does make me smile. So thanks very much, and I will speak to you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.